And welcome back, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And woo, man, what a couple games yesterday, man. The Packers getting a win, the Cowboys getting a win, and oddly enough, Joe Burrow in his first game back since week 2, getting the upset for the Bengals. And we got another great one here today. The only game on Black Friday. It is the 8-3 division leading Chicago Bears going up against the 8-3 division leading Super Bowl defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. Man, it's gonna be a good matchup, man. We're gonna get into the stats in a few minutes. The kick is about to go underway here. It looks like Chicago is gonna get the ball to start the first half. But yeah, man, these teams have a lot of storylines. One team is heading in the right direction. Chicago's looking good, and the Eagles, despite winning and winning well in some weeks, they are a team that is seen as being in turmoil, kind of in the locker room there. So, kick is caught around the 9, returns across the 30 and down near the 24. And that's where Caleb Williams and this offense are going to take over. Steve, what's going on? Since both teams suck, I hope this ends in a tie. That'd be funny. Granted, if the Chicago Bears do lose, it does help the Packers. And I think, let me see, I'm trying to see here. Oh, man. I know you're a Dallas fan, so I mean, yeah, I guess it would be better for the Eagles to lose for you, but I don't know. I think if you want to get Dallas into the playoffs, I think your best shot is Chicago losing because they have a tougher schedule the rest of the way. All right, we got first and 10. Caleb under center. Hands it off to Swift, and he will get it down to the 36, maybe the 37. Gain of 3. But Steve, how you doing today, man? How was your Thanksgiving? And how are the leftovers, my man? All right, second and 7. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his left. Two receivers split out to the right. Pressure. Gets it underneath. That is Colston. Oh, no, that's actually Cole Komet. And he picks up about 6 yards, setting up a 3rd and 1 for Chicago here. All right, Caleb under center, single back in the backfield. Looks like a 2 tight end set here. And it's a QB sneak, and Caleb able to get it done. Picks up about 2 or 3 actually on 3rd and 1. All right, Caleb under center. Similar formation, 2 tight end set. Single back in the backfield, ball at the 45. Play action. Caleb rips it to the right, and that goes incomplete, trying to get it to Roma Dunze. But the coverage was phenomenal, man. Steve, Dallas should focus on just winning because Bears and Green Bay will face each other twice. So this is the only opportunity is to win. Eagles will not lose in the remaining of the season. Just one, I guess. Okay. That's fair, man. That's fair. The Eagles, even though they've been struggling offensively, they have and even defensively. We'll look at those numbers here in a bit. But Swift with a carry, picking it up about 5 yards there, maybe only 4. Either way, 3rd down coming up. Third and 5. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his left. Looking, throws, and that's going to be a first down. Rome Odunze picking up exactly what they needed, and they are going to be in Philly territory. And that was a Dory Jackson on the coverage. First and 10. It's going to be a toss to the right, first and 10. Swift trying to find some room, not getting a whole lot. Picks up about 3 yards there, man. Philly's defense flying to the ball. And that was actually Jalen Phillips, man. One of the newest acquisitions, was picked up in the right at the trade deadline from the Dolphins. I think they gave up like a second or third round pick, man. But he has been he's been one of the best players on that defense. The pass rush has been a little bit better with Jalen Phillips, specifically him. Second and 7, ball at the 31. Caleb alone in the shotgun, looking, throws over the middle and unable to connect with his rookie tight end. All right, we got third and 7. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his right. And Swift's got some room, one-on-one, and he picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards. It'll be third and inches coming up. All right, man. Biscuits. Come on. There we go. Sorry, Chicago has had the ball for the start of this first quarter. All right, man. We got 3 people watching right now. Let's freaking go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Happy Black Friday. All right, fourth and 1. Caleb hands it off. And Menengi, ooh, it's going to be close. There was a second effort. Was it enough to get to the spot, man? It is very, very close. I'm not sure if I like the aggressiveness. This Eagles offense hasn't shown the ability to score a lot of points. And right now they're marking it. The initial call is a first down, literally just the tip of the ball. And they are moving the chains. All right. And Sirianni throws the challenge flag. And they're going to take a second look at this. Let's see here. Ooh. Oh man, that's close, dude. They're gonna have to slow it down. The knee definitely goes down, But I think the ball, at least where it's spotted, it if they do move the ball, it's gonna be slightly back. I don't know, man. Either way, I know I'm talking about it's gonna be inches. They're gonna go to a commercial break here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. All right, so while we're on a commercial break, let's talk about the offenses for these teams. So, bringing up a little bit of some stats here. So, coming into this game, Chicago, they are putting up over 225 through the year, good for 12th. So Caleb Williams, man, over the last couple of weeks, he has been really been able to push the ball down the field. Roma Dunze, Cortland Loveland, those guys have really stepped up over the last month, and you can tell this offense is moving the ball down the field in big chunks at times. So that's good. On the ground, their ground game actually over the last 2 weeks has been a little bit uneven, but they are still the second best rushing offense in the NFL, putting up over 140 yards per game. And when it comes to taking care of the ball, doing a great job. They are third in the NFL, just 8 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 4 fumbles. They've only thrown, I think, 1 interception in the last 3 or 4 games. So Caleb doing a very good job of holding on to the ball. Putting up 30 touchdowns on offense, good for 10th. And then finally, they are ending their drives. They're ending 45%, nearly 45% of their drives with a score. And that is good for 6th. All right. Well, the review is in, and it was not a first down. Let's get this out of here. It's going to be a run by Saquon, and he picks up about 4, maybe 5 there on first down. Well, Ben Johnson risked the biscuit on that one, and that did not pay off, man. Fortunately for Chicago, they could have kicked a field goal, gone up by 3. But instead, they try to go for it, try to be aggressive, and it backfires, and they get nothing on that opening drive that was basically down near the red zone. 2nd and 5. 5 receiver set, and A.J. Brown is going to be called for a false start here. So they lose the 5 yards they gained on first down. Looks like A.J. is he's getting ready, man. He wants to run that route. David Stegosaurus, hello. Sorry, my man. I was caught up in the stats and in the game. David, how you doing, brother? How's your Black Friday going? Getting some shopping done, or are you avoiding the stores today? It's going to be a quick throw. Gets it to AJ, who gets the first down. Picks up about 11 or 12. And there it is, man. Eagles moving the chains here. And that's what good teams do, man. Even with a penalty, even with a bad play, the very next play, man, they make something happen. I'm not saying it's a first down, but they're not out of rhythm. They continue with their offense. They find the right play. And the Eagles, despite all their issues, still a very good team. Ball at the 35, hand off to Saquon. He is patient, and he picks up another 5 down to the 40. David, it's cool. I walked the dog, and we have our last event of the week this evening. All right, man, let's go. Last event, dude. Are you going to a dance party? You doing the cha-cha, the tango, the merengue? All right, remember, It's about feet, rhythm, and shoulders. All right, you get those three down, you're good. 2nd and 5. 5 receiver set. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Hurts throws, and that ball, I think, is batted at the line. So that'll be an incomplete pass. 3rd and 5 coming up. Let's see here. No. No, that wasn't even a batted pass. It was just a really weird throw by Jalen. All right. 3rd and 5. Pressure. Hurts running to his right, buying some time, and he's going to throw this one away. And the Bears defense holding them to nothing. They're going to punt this one away. David, dinner and hang out at Sisters. Hey, there we go. Heck yeah, man. Doing the whole rounds, dude. I like it. And can you describe what you said? You got an interception during the family football game. What happened, man? What was the play? Who was the quarterback? Were they in shotgun? Did they throw a little pump fake? You read it. Boom. What happened? What happened? And it'll be fair caught down near the 21. Duvernay able to hang on to that one. Just give me 1 second here. 1 second. There we go. All right, so I'm going to bring up the offensive numbers one more time here because we didn't get the chance to talk about the Eagles. So we talked about the Bears looking solid actually offensively. Their worst ranking is actually their pass offense, which I think they're getting better as the season has gone on. But starting on this side over here with the Eagles, they're putting up less than 200 yards through the air, only good for 23rd in the NFL. Their rushing game has just not been the same as it was a season ago. Last year, man, they were on a historic run throughout the entire season, including the playoffs, but only 111 on the ground. They're taking care of the ball, and that we'll juxtapose what the Bears are doing offensively. But right now, Eagles just 6 turnovers this season. They are number one, by far the best offense at taking care of the ball, putting up only 29 touchdowns on the through the season, 8th. And then finally, when it comes to pressures, this number has gone up a little bit, but not significantly. Still only putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks on 34% of their offensive dropbacks. So Caleb Williams, a guy that's already mobile, might have a really good day today. And bam. It's going to be a handoff. Menengi up the middle to the 30, to the 35, and he gets down just around the 39, and that's the rookie out of Arizona State. Actually, let me double check. Is that Arizona State? No, Rutgers. The rookie out of Rutgers. Sorry. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 39. Quick throw, gets it out to Luther Burden, another rookie on this offense that has been his role, just like Kyle Menenges, his role has grown as the season has gone on, man. You see here, David, I believe it was cousin Brett at quarterback. Oh, there we go. Brett Favre. Brett Favre. And it's going to be a run to the left. And Menenge picks up the first down. Gain of 6. There we go. All right. Cousin Brett. I was covering a wide receiver, maybe Uncle Jim. There we go. There we go. There we go. I like the names. I like the names. Out well downfield, tipped the ball up and caught it as it came down, then got tagged before I could go anywhere. All right, man. You didn't get a pick 6, but I will forgive you because that's a heck of a play right there, man. Especially with Brett Favre playing quarterback. Ooh. Heck yeah, David. Congrats on that interception, my man. It's going to be a run up the middle and another good run by the rookie, man, picking up 6 yards on that one. And they're going to be in Philadelphia territory. Yeah, right now, 4 carries for 27 yards for the rookie out of Rutgers. All right, 2nd and 5. Ball at the 45. Toss to Swift. He's got some room. He's loose. Oh, breaks the tackle to the 30 and down to the 22 is DeAndre Swift. And not only is Swift a former Detroit Lion, he's also a former Philadelphia Eagle. Actually had a 1,000-yard season with Philadelphia a couple of years ago. Yeah, so Nick Sirianni and this Philly defense, they're very familiar with Swift. He's 5 for 40 in this game already. Looking pressured, and Caleb throwing this one away. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. All right, we got 3:51 left in the first here, man. Chicago, they are putting up some numbers on the ground. Between their top 2 backs, 9 carries and already over 60 yards on the ground. That's 1 less carry and 5 yards more than what Derrick Henry did last night against the Bengals. 2nd and 10. Throws. Gets it out to, I believe that's Cole Kmet. No, that's the rookie, Cortland Loveland, picking up 9 on 2nd and 10. Yeah, there's a lot of rookies on this offense, man. Colston Loveland, another rookie that over the last month has really basically he's been the number 1 tight end in this offense, man. Cole Kmet still has a big role in this offense, but he is very much losing that hold on the number 1 tight end position. All right, toss to the rookie running back, and he gets stonewalled right at the line. Oh, 2nd effort, keeps him moving the legs, and I think they're going to give him the first down. Gain of about 3. Nice. David, dude, my Twitch feed of it keeps freezing. This is... That's not good. That's not good. Well, if it helps, I will never freeze on you, man. At least not until January when it gets like -10 or -25 in Wisconsin. All right. 1st and 10, ball at the 11. Single back in the backfield. Williams under center. Fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. Throws it over the middle, and oh my God, he had a wide open receiver. And that is the former Washington Commanders Zacchaeus trying to dive for that one. Oh man, dude, if Caleb just throws, there's nobody in the middle of the field, not a single defender in the middle of the field. So I think if he just gives a little air under that one, that gives Zacchaeus a chance to kind of get under it. Would have been a touchdown, man. Granted he was being pursued, but still you gotta throw that one a little bit higher, man. Worst comes to worst, it goes out of bounds. All right, 2nd and 10, single receiver to the right. Caleb in the shotgun, hands it off to Manenge. He's inside the 10 and down at the 4, maybe the 3-yard line there. Let's go. Yeah, Chicago has rushed for 81 yards in the first quarter. I mean, they're on pace to put up over 300 on the ground. 3rd and 2. Delayed handoff. Swift finding his room, and he's into the end zone. And the former Philadelphia Eagle gets in on the score. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry that Twitch is acting up, my man. I guarantee you, they probably have a lot of people tuning in. Just a great freaking job, man. Heck of a play. Oh, it is windy, man. Not only are the flags moving on the posts themselves are like swaying. They're dancing. Woo! Still a good kick there by Santos. And the Bears, man, on their second offensive drive, get on the board first. There we go. Yeah, right now, 13 carries for the Bears, and they've picked up 83 yards and a touchdown on the ground. man, they got some Philly cheesesteaks being made right now, man. Those look, oof, geez. It's a lot of cheese, man. It's a lot of cheese and bread. All right, we got first and 10 here. Hurts in the shotgun, running back to his right. Hand off to Barkley, and he's going to pick up some good yardage, man. Picks up 8 or 9 on that one. Holy cow. All right, second and 1, ball just shy of the 44. Delayed handoff, Hurts, throw. Oh, we got a flag. Play was blown dead. It's going to be a false start on the Eagles, man. That's their second false start of this first quarter. AJ Brown was caught on the first drive, and now this is Dickerson, one of the offensive linemen. Second and 6, ball at the 39. Hurts keeping it, gets it down to the 42, picks up about 3 or 4 there, so that will set up a third and short. Nice little run to the right side, able to kind of pick his way through this defense. And then after that, he just hit the ground, man. Did not want to take a hit. All right, that's the end of the first here. We're going to head to the second quarter with the Chicago Bears on top 7-0 over the defending Super Bowl champions. Yeah, once again, Chicago able to put up nearly 85 yards on the ground in that first quarter, able to score on the ground as well. And the Eagles need to get something going here, man, because this Chicago offense, man, they're looking, even on that opening drive where they turned the ball over on downs, they were in scoring position. That was just a coaching decision to be aggressive instead of taking the field goal. Otherwise, they would probably be up at least 10-0. Third and 3, ball at the 42. Hurts in the shotgun, running back behind him. He's got a tight end to his left. Fakes the handoff, throws to the right. He's got Devonta Smith across the 40, 45, and down out of bounds near the 30. Woo. Nice little play action. Smith was in the slot to the right. Little double move and then just looped. Oh, man, nice. So it made it look like he was running like a shallow crossing route to the left. And instead he loops behind the defender and just kind of turns it into like a corner route, basically. Or kind of like a, I guess a corner route, yeah. It's going to be a run to the left, and it'll get it down near the 23, so it picks up about 4 yards, man. Saquon, he's looking good today, man. I don't know what his average is, but I'm assuming somewhere around 5. Oh, look at that. They read my mind. 4 carries, 24 yards. So averaging 6 yards per carry. All right, man, we got 2nd and 5. Hurts under center. And Saquon dumped behind the line. There's about 2 offensive linemen for the Eagles that are on the ground. Probably had something to do with that play. They lose about 4, maybe 5 on that one. Yeah, that was an ugly, ugly play. Actually, I think they only lost about 2 or 3. All right. 3rd and 8. Empty set. Hurts in the shotgun. He's got 3 options on that right side. 2 receivers stacked up to the left. Throws to the left and unable to connect with Smith, who was wide open, man. If he hits him, that's a first down, and they're probably inside the 15. Yeah, just not on the same page, man. Hurts threw that thing way behind him. Smith barely able to get a hand on it. And he's lucky that he did, because that thing, if it gets past Smith, that's going straight to, I think, right for a pick. All right, well, they're going to trot out Elliott, and the kick is good. Woo, that baby was drifting in the wind. But the Eagles are on the board first here. 13:04 in the second. And the Bears still on top by 4. All right, let's finish up talking about the defenses here that we're. There it is. Bam. So we looked at these teams offensively. Now let's look at them defensively. And the Chicago Bears are a really weird defense, man. So some of these numbers are getting better, but they're still starting up here. Still giving up over 220 through the air, 21st in the NFL, giving up nearly 140 yards on the ground. Man, they are nearly dead last in stopping the run. But they are the number one team at causing turnovers. They have a 24, including NFL leading 16 interceptions. And I just found out today that their DB coach is former Packer Al Harris. That makes a lot of sense. They're giving up 33 touchdowns on defense, 28th. So not only are they giving up a lot of yards through the air and on the ground, they're also giving up a lot of touchdowns, man. So a lot of points. And that's the one thing that is really keeping this Chicago defense from being elite, in my opinion. It's one thing to give up yards, but since you're causing a lot of turnovers, that's great. And if you were only, in the top 10 and getting up scores, I think you could be an elite defense while giving up a lot of yards. Bend, but don't break. But right now, Chicago, throughout the season, they've been breaking a lot. But the turnovers have been helping quite a bit as well. And then on top of that, they are only putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks on 17.5% of those dropbacks. So not getting a whole lot of pressure, Chicago. All right. We'll talk about the Eagles defense when we come to another commercial break. So 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Caleb under center, fullback, running back in the backfield. Hand off to Swift. He's breaking loose. He's to the 25, stiff arms to the 30, to the 35, and down to the 37. Woo! Let's go, man. Swift is just picking up chunks today. And right now, this Eagles defense is close to giving up 100 yards already early in the second quarter. And it's going to be run to the left, and Swift only picks up about 2. Second and 7, Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his right. Pressure, and he will just throw it away. Looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication. Zach Bond coming in free on that blitz. Yeah, a couple of the Chicago offensive linemen just ending up on the ground. All right, we got 3rd and 7. Caleb alone throws it over the middle. He's got his man Zacchaeus with a first down, picks up 8. And Chicago moving the chains here, man. Zacchaeus was one of my favorite players, man, last year when he was on the Commanders. Luckily, we watched a couple, more than a handful, I think, of Commanders games, including against Chicago. And this guy, man, just one of the, in my opinion, one of the most underappreciated slot receivers in the NFL. So freaking good. All right, it's going to be a little trick play. End around across the 50 to the 45. Spin move. And he picks up about 9 yards. That is Luther Burden. Yeah, this Chicago offense, man, they are just slowing down this Eagles defense, man. They're just in bad positions, man. Great blocking down the field though by the receivers and the tight ends. All right, play action. Looking, throws to the right. Woo! Incomplete. Trying to get it to DJ Moore on that one. Nice spin move for a little gain. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, sometimes, sometimes a spin move, all you need is a little gain. That's all you need. You know, it's not necessarily the size of the spin move; it's the motion of the spin move. And Caleb with a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1 will get it down near the Philadelphia 45. Woo. 1st and 10. Caleb, play action, rolling to his right, hits his receiver, and that is going to be Romadunze picking up about 4 or 5 before going out of bounds. Nice little flat route. All right, we got 2nd and 7 coming up here. And it's going to be another end around here. And Luther Burden, man, they've been using him in so many different ways. He picks up another 2 or 3. Caleb pressured, looking, running. He's going to pick up the first down on 3rd and 4 before going out of bounds towards the left sideline. Holy freaking cow, man. When Caleb is able to move, man, he freaking moves. Yeah, he was dropping back. He tried to step up in the pocket. Saw, I believe that was Jalen Carter about to smack him. Bounces back out, rolls to his left, and then just able to beat Nolan Smith all the way to the marker. Yeah, right now, Chicago, 12 first downs in this game to the Philadelphia Eagles is 2. All right, ball at the 29, hand off to Swift, goes to the right, breaks a couple tackles. He's to the 20, to the 15, breaks another tackle, and down near the 11. And DeAndre Swift has gotten the Chicago Bears well over 100 yards on the ground already. Yeah, it was a run to the right, broke a tackle at the goal line. Big 94 couldn't bring him down. It literally jukes Blankenship out of his shoes. And then able to get it down to the 12 officially. 1st and 10. 3 tight end set. Play action, rolling to his left. And he's going to throw this one away as he was being tackled. I think he was outside of the tackle box, so there should not be intentional grounding. Second and 10. Caleb with some time. Stays in the pocket, delivers a throw, and it's just going to be just short of Odunze there, who was on that front left pylon. Yeah, Caleb needs to set his feet, man, because some of these throws, he's missing them because, like, right there, man, Dunze is wide open, man. He beat his man. He got separation. He was heading towards the front pylon. If you throw it to him as he's breaking, even if it's a little late, he was so wide open. The defender didn't realize where he was. 3rd and 10. Caleb drops back. Ball is batted at the line, and that's going to be 4th down coming up. That's a very, very disappointing way to end that offensive drive, man. And it was Jalen Phillips, man, able to get his hands up there, making a play on the ball. All right, we got 6:47 left in the second quarter. The polls are, like I said, man, they're dancing. They are dancing. It's a windy day in Philadelphia, man. It's cold. It's windy. And you are, Santos able to sneak that one just inside that left post. Let's go, man. We got 3 people watching right now on Black Friday. Let's go, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support us. But regardless, man, appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, we do as many as 5 streams per week. We're doing 5 this week. We did 3 yesterday on Thanksgiving. We're doing 1 tonight. And then we're going to do another one on Monday. But usually our schedule is 1 game on Thursday, 3 on Sunday, and then we finish off the week on Monday night. Yeah, man. And these games are going to get close, man. The Bears go up against the Packers. Those are the top 2 teams in the NFC North. Chicago faces the Packers twice in the next 3 weeks, I think, coming up. And then the Packers finish off the season with another game against the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, Green Bay, a perfect 3-0 in the division. They've beat Detroit twice. They beat Minnesota last week. And come on, man. And if you didn't know, I'm a Packer fan. So, right here. If it wasn't obvious. Kick is away, caught at the 6-yard line, returned across the 20, 25, and down to the 30 is Shipley there. We got 6:38 left in the first half, and the Eagles are going to see if they can respond with a touchdown here, man. They have been held out of the end zone, obviously, for this entire game so far, man. They have not looked great. Only 2 first downs in this first half so far. David, I suppose we should be rooting for Philly so Bears lose, but man, it's funny seeing Philly do jack poop against the run. I know, man. They're not looking good. Not looking good. Ah, man, I forgot to bring up the stats for the Eagles. I'll bring that up here in a little bit. It's gonna be a run by Saquon, and he picks up about 2 yards down. Nothing going. Second and 8. Fakes the toss, rolling to his right. Hurts delivers a throw and will get it to Dallas Goedert, who picks up about another 5 or 6 yards, setting up a third and short. Hurts stays in the pocket, delivers a throw over the middle, and incomplete, trying to get it to Dallas Goedert again. But great coverage by Chicago, breaking that one up. And for the Eagles, man, it's going to be another 3 and out here. Woo. Yeah, man, Chicago better score a touchdown here, man. They got 5:07 on the clock. They have all 3 timeouts. Obviously, the 2-minute warning as well. They're the only offense so far that has been able to move the ball consistently. Punt is gonna hit the 3 yard line, but it rolls into the end zone, so a touchback. Bang. Yeah, man. This weekend, man, there's been a few, I guess, upsets in some sense, man. Like obviously the Bengals, I don't think anybody picked them, even with a healthy Joe Burrow, to win last night, and they did. Chicago, I think, was coming into this game as the underdog, even though, in my opinion, their offense has been performing a lot better than what we've seen over the last couple weeks. Philly has struggled. They've had a game or two where they look like the Philly offense that we saw last year, but it's been a while. And talking about that, let's finish up talking about these defenses because once again, I mentioned Chicago is a weird defense because they're giving up a lot of yards, they're giving up a lot of points in terms of touchdowns, and they're not really putting any pressure on the quarterback, but they do lead the NFL by quite a bit in terms of causing turnovers. So that has really been what's been saving them defensively, and plus their offense has gotten better as the season has gone on. So, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, that has not been the case, as we're going to see here. So, um, putting up just 225 through the air, they are literally putting up basically the same amount as the Chicago Bears. It's a point 0.3 difference between these two teams in terms of stopping the pass. So, in terms of stopping the run, they are basically middle of the pack, 115. They're not causing too many turnovers, 19th in the NFL. They're really good at keeping teams out of the end zone, So only giving up 23 on defense, so good for sixth in the NFL. And then finally, putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks about 22% of the time. This pressure stat includes sacks, hurries, and knockdowns on the quarterback. So Philly, literally middle of the pack. And they're going to hand it off to the rookie, and he picks up nothing. Might have lost a yard there. Menengi not able to get anything going. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Ball at the 20. Williams throws it over the middle, finding his man, and that it is Colston Loveland. Woo! That is a big boy catch right there because he knew he was going to get smacked by that safety. Yeah, he picked up about 13 or 14 yards on that deep dig route. All right, Caleb, 9 of 18 on the day so far. Play action. Throws it down the field and unable to connect with Loveland on that one. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his left. Quick throw to the right side and overthrows Adunze there. Third and 10. Caleb pressure. Down he goes back at the 22. And for the first time today, a quarterback is down for a sack. And that was Nolan Smith getting there from the blind side. Let's see who was blocking him. Oh, jeez. Trapillo, the starting left tackle there, just completely whiffed on that block. Not even close. All right, man. Phillies defense. And, oh, he touched it. Oh, he picks it up, and he's going to actually get a decent return. Holy cow, man. Philly nearly pulled a Minnesota there. They're letting the ball bounce back, and the returner kind of tried to pick it up, and the ball slipped out of his hands. Luckily for him, none of the Chicago Bears were near him to be able to try to make a play on that ball. But that was risky, man. All right, we got first and 10. Hurts under center, play action, throws it underneath, and A.J. Brown picks up maybe a yard on that one, if anything. It's looking rough right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Watching these Philly games has not been super entertaining. They were like outside that Cowboys game, that one was actually fun because there was points, but then there was also a little bit of storyline, obviously a rivalry too. Yeah, but this one is just. Whew. All right. Well, we're gonna go to the 2 minute warning here. So many Philly fans are standing. They look miserable. They look cold, and yeah, they're like, dude, we're freezing our butt off in this winter cold, and you guys can't even score a touchdown. Come on, come on. I'm trying to see here. What is trying to see if there's like any major injuries to Philly's secondary right now because all right, looks like we're coming back here. 2nd and 9, ball at the 35. Two receivers stacked up to the left. Hurts, play action, looking, time, over the middle, and not able to connect with A.J. Brown there over the middle. And that was a big decision there to throw the ball. Because now the clock stops at 1:55. Chicago can use a timeout here if they can stop them on 3rd down and get the ball back and try to see if they can get something before the half. Chicago showing a lot of pressure. They got 7 guys on the line. And they send basically 6. Got a man, and A.J. Brown able to get separation. Ball at the 48, but there's a late flag. I think they're going to get Brown for offensive PI. Yep. So, moving on back. to your end zone. Moving on back. You can't do that. Yeah, I mean, that was barely a push off, to be honest with you. I've seen significantly worse not get called. So, I don't know. He didn't really fully extend that arm. He did hold it, but I don't know. All right, either way. 3rd and 19. Ball back at the 25-yard line. Need to get it to the 45 for a first. Pressure, rolling out to his right, buying some time. And he is going to dump it underneath to Shipley. Picks about half of the yardage that they needed. Also, Shipley deciding to go out of bounds, stopping the clock, 1:43, and that's going to give Chicago's offense a chance before the half to see if they can get something going. And the punt goes out of bounds near the 23. All right. So Chicago, 3 timeouts, 1:36 on the clock. If I'm them, I might do a little. I don't even want to say play action. I meant like maybe a delayed handoff. See if you can get something up the middle. Oh, they're at their 19. Holy cow! Never mind. Never mind. I thought they were closer to the 25. And Swift with a carry, and he will get it down near the 23. Pick up a 4. Apparently, the fans in Philly booing the team after going 3 and out again. Second and 6, another run. Swift picks up the first and will get it near the 30. Get it down near the 30. Clock is running. And Chicago's not going to use a timeout. I would try to get to the line, see if you can hit something really quickly, try to get out of bounds. There we go. 4 receiver set, tight end in the slot to the left. Caleb in the shotgun. Looks. Throws it over the middle. The ball's popped up in the air, and it's nearly intercepted. Incomplete. 33 seconds left. Oof. And that was the big man, Jalen Carter, popping that one in the air and giving his defense a chance at the ball. Actually, I don't even know if he hit it. Oh, yeah, he didn't hit it with his hands. His head just got in the way. All right, 2nd and 10. Caleb sending a screen to Swift. He's got the first down across the 40 down to the 44. And Chicago is going to have to burn a timeout here, right? Right? Whew. Yeah, they stopped the clock. There we go. 33 seconds is a lot of seconds. Very true, man. Especially in the modern NFL, man. That is, I mean, I think the Bills and Chiefs game, didn't they each score a touchdown with like 35 or 37 seconds left or something? Again, that's an extreme example of 2 offenses just kind of just shotgunning it everywhere, but it's possible. Caleb over the middle, and it looks like DJ Moore slipped. I think it's not going to be an interception. The ball skidded on the ground before it went into Blankenship's hands. 18 seconds left. 2nd and 10. I mean, I got to give credit, man. Caleb is not afraid to throw the ball deep down the field. See what happened here. Yep. DJ Moore just slipped on that one. And to be honest with you, I think it was still going to be a tough catch. Pressure, rolling out to his right. Finds somebody down the field, but it's going to be incomplete. Plus, there's a flag in the backfield. Likely going to be a hold on Chicago. Yep. And that was Jalen Phillips able to beat, I believe that was the right tackle right immediately, man. Just a great first step by Jalen Phillips, man. He is, like I said it early in the game. He's been their best defensive player outside of maybe their two big defensive tackles in the middle. 2nd and 20. Gets it out to Luther Burden. He spins out of a couple tackles and will get it down to the 39. And that'll likely be it. Chicago not going to use any more timeouts. All right. A little bit of a low-scoring affair, and Philly fans are letting their players know, man. They are all booing. Haven't seen anything get thrown yet, so that's a good sign. But yeah, man, Philly fans are not happy with this offense, man. All right. All right, man. At the half, the Chicago Bears on top of the Super Bowl defending champions 10-3. And it has not been a good offensive performance for the Eagles, man. Defensively, they looked terrible the first quarter as well. They're giving up, I think, 83 yards on the ground. In the second quarter, they were still giving up yardage, but over the last couple drives, they've kind of really tightened it up a little bit. I think on top of that, the Chicago Bears were also trying to throw the ball down the field, trying to challenge them, try to get something down the field. So I think they kind of gave up on the running game. But something tells me Chicago will be a little bit more patient, or they should be, to start the second half. The good news for Philadelphia, though, it is a one-possession lead, and you get the ball to start the second half. That's the good news for Philly fans and their team. Steve, the Miracle Team, once again show up in big games. Yeah, man. The Chicago Bears, they've been doing well, man. And we talked about it. Their offense has been performing a little bit better over the last couple of weeks. They've had a little bit of an easy schedule, to be honest with you. Not to take away any credit. At the end of the day, you still have to play the game. You still have to win. And we've seen teams that are great or good play like crap against really bad teams. The Green Bay Packers are an example of that. All their losses outside of the Philly game are against teams that have either a losing record, the Cleveland Browns, or a team that is just outside of the playoff race in the Carolina Panthers. So yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. I actually ordered some caffeine from my local coffee shop, and they just delivered it, so I got to pick it up real quick. So I'll be back in like a minute or so. Sorry about that, guys. Guess who's back? David's back. Tell a friend. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Woo. All right. So let's look at the halftime stats. Did I miss anything? No. Okay. All right. So Caleb is trying to make sure that these numbers are updated. There we go. So Caleb, 11 of 24 in that first half, 90 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. DeAndre Swift, 10 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Kyle Menengi, 8 for 41. Luther Burden, actually the leading receiver for Chicago, 4 catches, 33 yards. Colston Loveland, 2 for 21. And DeAndre Swift, 1 for 13. Roma Dunze does have 2 catches, but it's only for 8 yards. Hi, Couch. I went to get some shrimp. Do you eat shrimp? Shrimp, unfortunately, Couch, allergic to shellfish. Weirdly enough. Don't ask me how I know that. Yeah, I think I was maybe eating some shellfish sometime, and I might have dropped one here. Dude, this couch, just hives everywhere, man, everywhere. Yeah, I had to give him a histamine. Ooh, actually, a couple, one for each each cushion. Yeah, like his puffiness, man. Ooh, he was puffy, dude. Ooh. All right, let's look at the Eagles here. Jalen Hurts, 5 for 10, 57 yards. So when he has connected with his receivers, he is averaging 11 yards per catch. The unfortunate part, they've only thrown it 10 times, and he's only connected on 50% of them. So struggling. And then Saquon, 6 carries, 23 yards, being held under 4 yards per carry. That includes a long of 9. So if you account for that, he has 5 carries for 14 yards after that. 5 carries for 14. Devonta Smith, 1 catch, 30 yards. A.J. Brown, 2 for 11. And Will Shipley, 1 for 11. And Dallas Goedert, 1 for 5. That's it. Those are all the catches. And Jalen Carter has the sack. All right, now let's look at the team numbers. So, Philadelphia, total yards on offense, 83. The Chicago Bears, 222 yards in that first half. That you could literally double Philly's offensive output, and they would still be nearly 60 yards short of what Chicago has. That's insane. Even though Chicago has over 220, they're averaging less yards per play against Philly. So they're averaging 4.7 per play, and Philadelphia averaging 4.9. And just to tell you how big of a difference that is, Chicago has run 47 offensive plays in the first half. The Eagles have 17. Yeah, Chicago has been able to run nearly 3 times as many offensive plays in this first half, man. That's insane. Let me see here. Philadelphia, 2 first downs. Chicago Bears, 16. The Bears, 7 for 10 on third down. Philadelphia, 1 for 5. And the Bears have a 12-minute advantage in terms of time of possession. Like they're just dominating, man. And like I said, if they would have kicked the field goal on that opening drive instead of going for it on fourth down, they would be up 13 to 3 right now. So that plays a part of why it's only a one possession game. But on top of that, the Eagles defense has done a better job in that second quarter, especially the back half of the second quarter, of being able to get a little bit of pressure on Caleb Williams, keeping the receivers from catching easy passes. And on top of that, Caleb has misfired a little bit. It's a very windy day. It's very, very windy. So some of those deep throws might be drifting on him a little bit, and he needs to be able to adjust. He needs to know kind of where the feel is. I think we've seen Aaron Rodgers talk about this when he plays at Lambeau Field. This was a long time ago. That playing in a windy game is very, very different. Sometimes you can release the ball a little bit later, so it kind of drifts first this way, and then it kind of wanes that way towards the wind. So, and that's the thing that is helpful when you've been playing for 15, 16 years. But again, Caleb is only in his second year, and he hasn't had many games that are this kind of weather. So that's why I believe that if I'm the Bears, man, you got a two-headed monster back there, Kyle Menengi and DeAndre Swift. I think they're both averaging over 4.5 yards. Let's see here. Yeah, Swift is averaging 8.8 yards per carry. And then Kyle is averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Like, put the ball on the ground. Put the ball on the ground. Simple as that. And then your play action, I think, will be a little bit better. They were trying to do some play action throughout this second quarter. It just wasn't really working. So, I don't know. Oh, no. Give me 1 second. So, sorry. I need some caffeine, man. I don't know if you guys can tell. I feel like I'm sluggish a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But there it is. There it is. All right. So, what do the Eagles need to do to get back into this game or just be a competent offense? The running game is not working. Your passing game, I feel like it's right there. They're just misfiring, man. And it's one of those things where if it was just simply like the play call was the issue, I think I would be like, oh yeah, they can do this, they can do that. It's tough when I can be like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. But if you're not on the same page as your receivers, nothing's gonna work. Like there was a couple throws there to AJ Brown, the one over the middle where it was if Hurts throws it a little bit sooner, not sooner, but just a little bit later, I think it's gonna hit AJ right in the hands. Then there was the one where he was very late to Devonta Smith, there that was basically behind him. Smith had to basically just be able to just swat that one down, otherwise it was gonna be picked off. And he was wide open, man. Like, I couldn't see the whole field, but he's getting a first down and getting it inside the 20. And if he makes a man miss, which there might have only been one safety in front of him, if he makes that guy miss, that is a touchdown instead of settling for a field goal. Like, they just got to get on the same page, man. This is not good. Like, the Eagles are winning regardless of the struggles because their defense has been able to help them a little bit. And they've been able to score just enough. But I don't think this is going to work late in the season, man. Late in the season, in the playoffs, they are not going to be able to get away with, winning and playing like this. So, Yeah. So I didn't really say what Philly could do. I just play better, be on the same page. Um, Try to find somebody else that can run the ball. Saquon, it's not working for him right now. Try to find somebody else. You traded for Tank Bigsby for a reason. See if he can get something started. All right, kick is away, caught inside the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, and taken down at the 27. And yeah, and I mentioned kind of for Chicago, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, hit them with some play action, and then once you feel like your Caleb is kind of in rhythm and the wind is not as much of a factor, then hit him with some pass, man, because your guys are getting open. Luther Burden, DJ Moore needs to be more involved. Colston Loveland is getting some separation. It's just not, he's not connecting with Caleb on a consistent basis yet. And yeah, man, it's all there for the Bears to win this one and win this one with a big margin. They just need to get out of their own way a little bit. So, all right, Hurts in the shotgun, running back to his left. AJ Brown in motion and gets it out too, and it looks like looks like Saquon was not ready for that throw at all. He was running in a flat. The defender was right there. Hurts threw it to him, and it almost like the ball scared Saquon. Like he was not expecting that throw. Look at this. Just, whoa. I'm fine with the Eagles struggling the rest of the season. Point and laugh. All right, handoff, and I believe that's going to be Saquon picking up about a yard on that one. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear that, man. They didn't really mix this really well, so I gotta mix it myself a little bit. All right, we got 3rd and 9. Yeah, this feels like the a day after Thanksgiving, and the throw is no good. Great coverage, great pressure. Jalen Hurts basically got hit as he was throwing that one, so that one didn't really have the juice to get up there. And to be honest with you, it was probably a good thing. Otherwise, if he threw it a little bit higher, he might have been picked off. Yeah, the camera is loving the Philly fans right now because they are just beside themselves. They're booing. They're like throwing their hands up. They're like, "What the heck is this? What the heck did I pay for?" All right. Oh, great punt there by Mann, pushing him back all the way down to the 11. Breaks the tackle and gets it across the 20 down to the 23, it looks like. Duvernay with some nice moves on that one. Yeah, you're seeing a grown man struggle to make his drink right now. Unbelievable. There we go. All right, that's mixed enough. All right, 13:49 here, and oh, did I ever? Oh, never mind. All right, 1st and 10. Caleb under center. Nice little end around to DJ Moore. Gets it across the 30 and very close to a 1st down. Let's go, man. Get DJ Moore the ball, man. And I'm saying that as a person that does not like the Chicago Bears. I hope they forget to give DJ Moore the ball when they go up against the Packers. But yeah, man, you gotta give your best playmakers the ball, man, somehow, some way. All right. Moore able to pick up 10 yards on that one. So 1st and 10, ball at the 34. Caleb looks, throws, and it hits Loveland right in the thigh. Did not turn around in time for that one. All right, two tight end set. Caleb under center. Single back in the backfield. All right, there we go. Swift reversing field, and he picks up about 4 yards down near the. Is it the 40? There we go. Okay, I have to get ready and leave. May or may not be back for this stream. Have a great Sunday. Absolutely, my man. I'll catch you. I'll catch you if if I don't see you the rest of today, man. I'll catch you on Monday, brother. Have a great weekend, and I appreciate you, man. Always. Thank you. All right, we got 3rd and 5. Caleb in the shotgun. Looks. Throws it over the middle, and it goes right past the hands of Luther Burden. And that'll bring up a 4th down here for Chicago. And the punt is away. There is a flag. So, yeah, this play is just going to probably going to be coming back here. It might have been a false start on Chicago. All right, punt is away, and this one goes out of bounds near the 25. Whoa. All right, so we're on a commercial break. We're not missing a thing. I'm just trying to see if we can. Thankfully, we have had no major injuries in this game at all, so that's a good thing. Oh, speaking of that, unfortunately, so there's a little bit of a bittersweet story about the Packers' victory over the Detroit Lions. So, luckily, everybody was relatively healthy after the game except for one guy, and that was Devontae Wyatt, the starting, basically nose tackle, defensive tackle for the Packers. He's been arguably their best player against the run this season. When he's missed a couple, I think he missed a game or two earlier in the season, and you could tell there was a bigger difference in stopping the run. Packers were still kind of holding teams a little bit, but there was definitely a big difference when Devontae Wyatt is not on the field, and unfortunately, there looks like the ankle injury that he picked up. There might be some major or at least some ligament damage in his ankle, and that is likely going to be enough for him to be missing the rest of the season. So, yeah, man, it's tough. He's been a great player. Luckily for him, his 5th-year option in his rookie contract was picked up, so the Packers still have him until next year or through next year. And on top of that, he's also going to get a nice paycheck next year as well. So hopefully he can come back healthy. Hopefully he's healthy enough to be back in time for minicamp and get everything going. And so hopefully he can get that big contract for the Packers, man. Yeah, over the last, I would say 2 or 3 years, man, Devontae Wyatt has really developed into a great, great player for the Packers. And another run by Saquon gets nothing on that one. All right, we got 2nd and 10, ball at the 26. Hurts pursued, running to his right, throws it down the field, and he's intercepted. And Chicago will get the ball in Eagles territory. Hurts forcing that one into, like, I don't even want to say triple coverage. There's two receivers there, but none of them were in a position to make a play. And there was 3 Chicago defenders. So the offense that has turned the ball over the least amount in the NFL, going up against the defense that has forced the most turnovers in the NFL. And the defense so far, man, looking good in Chicago. And that is only the 2nd interception that Hurts has thrown this season. All right, 2nd and 10. Kyle Menengue running hard, getting it in inside the 45 of Philadelphia. Picks up about 7 yards there. And that was actually to Kevin Bird. Or Beard. Either way, former former Philadelphia Eagle, their teammate, getting the interception on Hurts. 2nd and 3, Caleb running, rushing, and he will slide after picking up about a yard, setting up a 3rd and 2. Yeah, great pursuit right now by Philly, man. They have been able to get pressure on Hurts over the last, I would say, like the last 3 or 4 drives. They've been able to really get to Caleb. All right, 3rd and 3, ball at the 44 of Philly. Play action, pressure, throws, and that'll be incomplete, and they are not going to be able to come away with anything on this interception, man. Once again, you pick up 7 yards on a 1st down run, and then you just decide to throw the ball. Like, just run the ball, man. Just run the ball. This defense is not ready for the run. Also, your tackles are just garbage, man. That was right. He didn't even move his feet. What the heck is that? Yeah, Jalen Phillips, man, is just having a night. And it'll be fair caught at the 7 or 8 yard line there for the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, we're on the commercial break. Right now, I'm seeing 3 old women uh, snow sledding. So, all right, looks like the middle one is having the most fun. The one on the right is leading the pack, and the other one, I mean, she's struggling, but you know, hey, she's still out there, man. So that's my play-by-play on that commercial. All right, first and 10, empty set. 3 receivers to the left. Pressure. Throws. Finds A.J. Brown. He's to the 20 and will be down at the 24. Arguably the biggest play since the Devontae Smith catch there earlier in the game. That goes for about 17 yards. Second and 10. Hurts in the shotgun. Looking. Throws, and Smith catches it, but he's going to be taken down immediately. A gain of just 1. Oh, Eagles catching a break here, man. Roughing the passer on Dexter. And that's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down. Yeah, that was just a dumb play by Dexter, man. You can't... like, that was well... I mean, I'm pretty sure Smith had already caught the ball when he decided to hit Hurts on that one. Also hit him in the back, too. Come on. All right, first and 10, ball just shy of the 40. Handoff to Saquon, and he will pick up 4 yards there. All right, man. I got 1 dedicated viewer right now, man. I appreciate you. Whoever you are, I appreciate you. Hurts with a keeper across the 50 to the 40 to the 35 and out of bounds near the 33 of Chicago. One of actually the biggest run play for the Eagles today, and they are on the march here, trying to tie this game up in the third. All right, first and 10, ball at the 33, 4-receiver set, tight end in the slot to the right. Hurts, looks, throws to the left, he's got a man, and it's caught. A.J. Brown, touchdown, Philadelphia. Let's freaking go, man. Finally. That was a 5-play, 92-yard drive. 15 of those yards came on a roughing the passer play, but still. Whew. Nahshon Wright getting beat on that one. Unable to make a play on the ball. All right, Jake Elliott for the extra point. And no good! No good! Oh, he knuckleballed it and it went wide left. And after all that, the Eagles are still trailing by 1. Well, I don't know if it was the wind that played a factor or if it was just a bad kick. Either way, the Bears are still ahead here, man. They gotta wake up. They gotta wake up. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I got a breakfast sandwich from my local coffee shop, so they had a deal. They had a Black Friday deal. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to tack that on with the coffee. I typically don't drink or eat really during the game outside of water, but sorry. All right, man. Philly fans are dancing now. All right. Caught inside the 5. Chicago returning it across the 20, 25 to the 30, 35, and taken down at the 36. Nearly broke it loose. I think if he would have broken one more tackle, that was at least going to get to the 50. Caleb under center. Hands it off to Swift. Picks up 4 yards down to the 40. Second and 6. Caleb play action. Throws, and that's going to be incomplete. There is a flag. I think they're going to get Philly for pass interference there. Might be on the Kobe Dean. Oh, it's actually going to be holding on to Kobe. So it's only 5 yards, but it's still going to get them a first down. All right, first and 10, ball at the 45. Caleb under center, single back in the backfield. Hands it off to Swift, patiently waiting across the 50, and he is going to pick up about 8.5 yards. Let's go. Keep the ball on the ground. Keep the ball on the ground. Come on. Caleb under center. Play action. Intercepted. God, the Bears are freaking idiots, man. And that's Jalen Hunt with another interception. I think he has at least 2 or 3 this season. I said it at halftime. You have two running backs that are averaging over 5 yards per carry. Your backup has 6 carries, and he's averaging over 5 yards. Your starter has double digit touches on the ground and is averaging nearly 9 yards, has gotten into the end zone. In the second half, that has not changed. Menengi has like a gain of 7 yards. Swift has a gain of 8 or 9 on that last carry. What are you doing? Stop throwing the ball, man. God, man, no wonder Chicago sucks. It's gonna be a run. Barkley picking up a good chunk of yardage there, maybe 14, getting it down near the 21-yard line. Might be Barkley's best run of the day. Woo! Nice little cut to the outside. Had some blockers down the field. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 21. And the Eagles are already in field goal range. And they're marching to the end zone. Barkley picks up 4 there, getting it down near the 17. All right, 2 receivers to the left. Hurts in the shotgun. Hands it off to Barkley. He's got some room, and he will get the first down inside the 10. Oh, wait. One referee is marking him short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1 coming up. Yeah, dude, just the way Barkley is able to shift his momentum. Oh, there he is. That's why. The knee was down. Okay. All right, well, here comes the brotherly shove. And did not get the first down. It looks like it's going to be 4th and inches here. Chicago is saying that they were able to get the ball. And it is. It's a turnover. Unbelievable fumble. And that is Nahshon Wright. Yeah, that ball is out. Hurts is. Nobody has it, and I believe. Ooh, man, that's going to be close. So Hurts was definitely up. No part of his body was down when that ball went loose. Wright able to just rip that one out. I don't think there's enough to overturn it, at least the angles that they were showing. So the official call on the field is that Hurts fumbled it and it was recovered by Chicago. Oh boy. All right, so they're going to a commercial break while they take a look at this, man. But holy cow. All right, well, Chicago needs to do something with this if they do get this confirmed. So for an offense that had rarely ever turned the ball over, they're averaging one turnover every other game. They have two turnovers here. Run to the 30, to the 35, stays on his feet to the 40, and down at the 44. A massive run by Kyle Menengi, going off for about 30 yards there. Run the ball, baby. Come on. We got 4:10 on the clock, and it's continuing to run. Holy freaking cow! Let me turn the ball over here for Chicago. Wham. 1st and 10. Another run. This one picking up about 5 yards down near the 49. All right, 2nd and 5. Caleb under center, single back in the backfield, single receiver to the right side. Hands it off with some room, gets a 1st down inside Philly territory down to the 42, and the Bears picking up chunk after chunk after chunk on the ground. Yeah, this Philly defense can't tackle right now, man. They're every single time Chicago runs the ball, they're breaking at least 2 tackles. All right, 1st and 10, Caleb under center, and they're going to get the left guard for moving. It's the first negative play for Chicago on this drive. And it's the former Kansas City Chief, man, the Tooney, or is it Thuney? Maybe, I don't know. First and 15, ball back at the 46. And Kyle gets slammed after just a gain of 1. Jordan Davis says, nah, we're done with that. Dude, that is a big man. That is a big, massive human being that just hit him. All right, 2nd and 14. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his right. Hands it off, and it picks up another chunk down near the 37-yard line. And I was hoping, man. I was hoping. I didn't say it, but I was like, please just run the ball. See what you can get. Don't try to throw the ball, and that's exactly what they did, man. I'm liking what they're doing. Both Chicago's running backs are now over 100 yards on the day. All right, we got 3rd and 5 here. Caleb looking, and he's just going to throw it away, trying to set up a screen to Swift. If I'm Chicago, man, I'm going for it. Like, your defense is playing out of its mind. Eventually, you got to reward them with some points, man, even if it's a field goal. And I think that's what they're going to do. Let's go. All right. 4th and 5. Caleb in the shotgun, running back to his left. He's got to throw this one quick, man. They got to do something. Maybe a little bit of a trick play. You know, you've been working on the end arounds with Luther a little bit. Maybe throw him an end around where he can maybe can throw it down the field or a double reverse. I don't know, because traditional passes have not been working for the Chicago Bears. Philly showing a lot of pressure. They send 6, throws, and it's caught. Colston Loveland tapping the toes along the left sidelines before going out of bounds, and that is a first down for the rookie tight end. Blankenship slipping on the play, was looking for a flag for offensive PI, and doesn't look like he's going to get it. Chicago has 3 times as many first downs than the Eagles do right now, 21-7. Menengi up the middle, picks up 9 yards, and he will be at the 21. And that'll be the final play of the third here. The Bears finally finding out that all they need to really do is run the ball against this Philly defense. So now the question is, if you get into the end zone, you'll be up by 7, 16. And then do you go for 2 to try to make it a 2-possession lead? Because once again, if you don't get it, you're still up by a full touchdown and extra point because Jake Elliott missed it. So you're up by 7. Or do you kick the extra point in these windy conditions, go up by 8, but still a 1-possession lead? Or do you risk the biscuit, go for 2, and if you get it, now you force the Eagles to not just have to score once. They have to score once, get the ball back, and then somehow score again. All in 1 quarter. And they have not shown the ability to really move the ball frequently. They've turned the ball over twice. They've only scored 1 single touchdown in this entire 3 quarters that we've played. Yeah, if I'm Ben Johnson, if I get into the end zone, I'm taking the momentum. I'm going for 2. Once again, worst comes to worst, if you don't get it, you're still up by 7. That's a full touchdown and an extra point. But if you get it, the reward is now that you have a 2-possession lead in the 4th. Your defense is playing really well. They're causing turnovers now. And right now, the Eagles would basically need to score the same amount of points that they have scored up to this point to be able to just tie it, basically, or win it, whatever. It's the first time that Chicago has had 2 running backs go over 100 yards in the same game since 1985 when they won the Super Bowl. 2nd and 1. Run to the left. Swift's got the edge. And he gets down to the 15. And that is a first down for the Bears. All right, 1st and 10. Looks like a 3 tight end set. Ball at the 15. Caleb, toss to the right. Kyle Menenge, and he's going to fight his way down near the 10. So a gain of 4 or maybe 5 for the Bears. Yeah, this was a couple minutes ago. Menenge, 15 carries, 112 yards. Swift, 14 carries, 113, and a touchdown. And I have both of those guys, and they're on my bench in fantasy. 2nd and 5, quick throw, gets it out to DJ Moore, and he is going to pick up the first down. I think they're going to mark him off right at the 5. Dude, he got smacked, man. Whew. I like the little slant route there, man. Hitting him with a lot of runs on this drive, and then surprising him with a quick throw to the right side there. So we got 1st and goal. Don't try to get cute. Just run the ball. And it's a touchdown, Menenge. Woo, look at those sweet feet, man. Woo, the rookie dancing. Woo, wee. There you go, man. The Bears did not get cute. They just ran the ball down the Eagles' throat on this drive. I think they threw the ball twice, maybe. It was the catch by Colston Loveland and then the throw to DJ Moore to get the 1st and goal here. Oh, no, they attempted one more before 4th down, but either way. And they're going with the extra point, and they are now up by a full 8. Full touchdown. Full touchdown. Once again, if it was me, I would have gone for 2. I like the momentum that my offense has. I probably honestly would have probably ran the ball on the 2-point conversion, but being up by 8 is not a bad thing. That's still a really good lead in a game like this. So, all right, man, we're going to see if the Eagles can respond. There's about, I think, a little over 12 minutes left in this game. We got 12:49 left in the game. So this is a pretty cool story. So this is on Twitter. This is according to, I want to shout him out here, Andrew DiCecco, DICECCO on Twitter. So he says, quick story on Kyle Menenge. Back in 2015, so a decade ago, the Eagles signed his brother Kevin, who played running back at Villanova, as a rookie free agent. When I spoke to Kyle at Rutgers Pro Day, he vividly recalled watching his brother play at the Link, which is where the Eagles play. He said he was 13 years old at the time. It's coming full circle for the rookie running back who clears the century mark on the ground and reaches the end zone here in the stadium where his brother played a decade ago. So That's a pretty cool story, man. So shout out to Andrew DeSecco on that one. That's a great tidbit on a rookie that is having a great day, man. Oddly enough, this is still not his biggest performance. He went out for nearly, I think, around 200 yards a couple weeks ago or about a month ago. All right. It's going to be a return by Shipley, and he's going to get, Jesus, depleted at the 21. And some news for the Bears: nose tackle Andrew Billings is looks like he right now is out with a possible concussion. So the Eagles, if they don't win today, they're going to lose their fourth game, and each loss that they have suffered has been it's been back to back. They lost to the Giants. No, so they lost to the Broncos and then the Giants, and then last week they lost to the Cowboys, and now they're losing to the Chicago Bears. So this season, man, when Philly loses the next week, they lose potentially again. So it's a quick throw to the right, deep down the field, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Smith. Seastro. Good morning. How you doing, my man? How you doing? Have you been watching the game yet, or you just tuning in just now? All right, we got 2nd and 10 coming up here. Ball at the 21. Hurts puts it on the ground. Barkley trying to find some room, and he will pick up about 3 yards down to the 24. 3rd and 7 coming up. Eagles are losing, so I'm happy. That's fair. Yeah, man, they have not played well, man. They only scored 3 points in the first half. They've turned the ball over twice. Coming into this game, I think they only had 5 or 6 turnovers. They were the best offense at not turning the ball over. So Hurts has thrown his second interception, and then they also fumbled during the tush push. So, all right, we got 3rd and 6. Hurts steps up in the pocket, delivers a throw to A.J. Brown, and he will be, looks like about 2 or 3 yards short of the first. So a decision here on 4th down. Looks like A.J. slipped on that route as he was catching it. And Sirianni is taking the offense off the field. Like, to be fair, they're at their own 29. So if they don't get it, they're basically giving up a field goal. And on top of that, the Eagles false start. One of their offensive guys, one of their special teams guys moves, so that ball is moving back. Let me see here. Seastrom, been watching the game. All right, right on, my man. How's your Black Friday going? Have you done any shopping at all, or are you just chilling at home, taking it easy? And the punt is going to be somewhere around the 30, maybe the 35. See where it is. Referee still moving, still moving, still moving. Holy cow. Actually, it's going to be at the 41. So Chicago, who has 2 running backs going over 100 yards, they're going to get the ball near midfield here. Waiting for the A and oh, they played today. Also, sorry, I am eating a breakfast sandwich, so sorry. Oh, they do play. Oh, dude, this is a heck. Oh, okay. Well, I know what I'm gonna be watching at 6:30. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Next year, I don't know if I'll do it every week. I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to do at least maybe one college game, if not a month, maybe every other month, and on the channel. I don't know how. The only reason I'm not sure if I can do it every week or even frequently is just they're sometimes they're a little tough to find. So I'm gonna try to do at least one for sure next year. I'll try to pick a good game, and then from we'll go from there, man. So because I do want to watch more college football, to be honest with you, but yeah, until I can make this channel a full time gig, I won't be. I just won't be able to do it consistently, and I don't want to. I don't want to be stopping and going. Steve, what happened to you, Eagles? You still didn't get over because Bears are winning. I know, man. Bears are looking good on the ground. They've gotten over 200 yards on the ground. I think they're approaching 250 actually. Hands it off. Swift. And he fights for about 3 tough yards, getting it down near the. So actually, they moved the spot before it was spotted at the 41. That's where the initial spot was. They actually moved him down near the 36. So this 3 yard gain is going to get it down near the 40. So yeah, both Swift and Menenke over 115 yards on the ground. Swift with another carry and another 3 yards on this one. Clock is approaching 10:15. Clock is running. All right, but I will be watching this Aggies game. Hopefully, I can find it somewhere on. Let me see here. So ESPN and YouTube TV. Okay, I got all of those. Let's go. Let's go. 3rd and 4. Caleb in the shotgun has a little bit of time. He's got a man, and it's DJ Moore getting it down to the 46 of Philadelphia, and the Bears moving the chains. It was just a nice little shallow crossing route from the left to the right. Moore got loose. I think if he would have turned the ball up field right away, he might have picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards on that one. Almost drifted into a tackle. 1st and 10, Caleb under center. 2 receivers split out to the left. Hands it off to Swift. He's got some room. And he's going to be down to the 42, pick up a 4. Yeah, man. With the Eagles losing, man, Steve, your Dallas Cowboys, man, they're gaining some ground on the Eagles here, man. Play action, rolling to his left, gets it out to Cole Kmet, and he picks up 2 yards down to the 40-yard line before going out of bounds. The clock is now under 8 minutes. Third and 4. Quick throw to Zacchaeus. He's to the 35 and down to the 31, and that's a first down catch and run by the former Washington Commander. Seastrom, sorry, Eagles are 1-8 on third down today. That is not no. They've been horrendous, man. Yeah, coming in at halftime, the Bears had run 47 offensive plays. The Eagles only 17 plays. At halftime, the Bears had 14 first downs. The Eagles had only 2. It's going to be a run. Swift, and he will get it down to the 28, pickup of 2. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Like, they were just like, dude, the stats at halftime, man, were just wild, dude. It was wild, wild, wild. Yeah, those are like the 2 biggest ones that like stuck out to me. I think the Bears were 7 of 10 on third down in the first half. And the Eagles were, I think, 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 6. All right, 2nd and 8. 3 tight end set, rolling out to his left. He's got a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Cole Kmet. Woo! For a second there, man, Caleb was about to throw it to Swift underneath, and there was a chance he could have picked up the first down, but then when he took it back, I was like, dude, there better be somebody good if you're going to throw it deep, and yes, he did. Woo! On the run, throwing across his body or throwing away from his body, just kind of flipping that one. That was a hell of a throw by Caleb Williams, man. That is a talented thrower of the ball. And Cairo Santos, perfect on his kicks today. And just the way this game has gone, the Chicago Bears have taken a commanding 15-point lead midway through the fourth quarter here. Yeah, the Bears defense coming into this game, they lead the NFL in turnovers. The Eagles offensively were the best offense at taking care of the ball. And one of those was going to have to give, just the way that how cold the weather is. One of those statistics was going to go down. And for the Eagles, they have turned the ball over twice in this game. All right, we got 6:19 left in this game, and once again, the Bears up by a full 2 touchdowns almost. Holy cow, man. Eagle fans are leaving in droves, man. Dude, this team is 8-3, man. Like they're about to fall down to 8-4, man, but they're still leading the division, even with this loss. The fact that there is like, literally, there's just lines. There's 2 rows of people just heading out the door. That is wild, man. First and 10. Throws over the middle. A.J. Brown catching it and getting it down near the 33, pickup of 13 yards. First and 10, gets it out to Smith, and he is going to be good for about a yard, maybe 2. That was a Brisker on the tackle, man. Able to just fly to the ball, bring down Smith. Hurts quickly throws it out, and it goes right through the hands of Saquon Barkley, who had some space to run. Sorry, let me move the ball over here, and boom. We got 3rd and 9. Hurts in the shotgun, running back to his right. Single receiver to the left. Throws to the right side, and he's got his man, Devonta Smith, picking up the first down, but he is slow to get up. Oh, Steve cried, Eagles cry for the love of a gun. Eagles cry for the love of a gun. It's going to be a quick slant route there to the right, and Dotson, Jahan Dotson, picking up a first down. Speaking of former Washington Commanders, the Eagles have one of their own as well. 1st and 10, 4 receiver set. Hurts looking, pressured, lofts one up the middle, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Brown. Steve, the Miracle Team are cooking. Green Bay versus Bears now will be entertaining to watch. It will be, man. It will be. Chicago will still be leading the division heading into that game next week. Hopefully the Packers can put a stop to this Chicago offense. 2nd and 10, 4 receiver set, tight end in the slot to the left, Hurts in the shotgun. Looking, throws, incomplete, nearly. Woo, that was nearly intercepted. And that was actually the former Philadelphia Eagle, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, nearly trying to actually almost jump in that route. Yeah, Gardner-Johnson looking at Hurts and saying, "I almost got you, dog. Almost got you." All right, we got 3rd and 2. Brown to the right. Throws it over the middle, and he finds A.J. Brown down to the 25. The Eagles were 1 of 8 on third down. Since then, they've gone 2 for 2 on third down on this drive. All right, forward receiver set. A.J. Brown to the right. Finds Smith to the 20, and he's taken down at the 21. Picks up about 4, maybe 5 on that one. Clock is running, though. Under 3:30 left in the game. Hurts in the shotgun, running back to his left. Quick throw, and it's too high, nearly picked off, incomplete. Third and 6, throws to the left, and it's A.J. Brown again, tapping the toes inside the 5 for a first and goal coming up for the Eagles. Also, got out of bounds, stopped the clock at 3:14. Yeah, Chicago is playing some soft coverage right now. To me, a little too soft. I'd rather just give up the touchdown, at least especially in this last couple plays. But all right, 2 receivers split out to the right. Jalen throws, gets it to AJ, and he is into the end zone for the second time tonight. Yeah, man, Brown has been the most consistent receiver for this team over the last, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks for sure. All right. Philly able to get into the end zone here. That drive took up over 3 minutes on the clock. Nope. I forgot they're going for 2. 5 receiver set, 3 to the right. A.J. Brown, top right. Looking, pressure, Hurts, throws, and he's incomplete. Are there any flags? And no, there isn't. Trying to target Barkley there in the back of the end zone. He slipped and fell. So because of that, instead of going for the extra point, they are now down by 9, and that is a 2-possession lead for Chicago. We got 3:10 left in this game. Bears are going to get the ball back here. There might be an onside kick because, once again, the Eagles, they need to get 2 possessions, man. Even if they get the ball back and score a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, they're still going to be down by 1. So they need to steal a possession quickly. All right. Here comes an onside kick. And it's recovered by Rome Odunze. First and 10, ball at the Philly 47 here. Caleb under center. Single back in the backfield. Up the middle, and it'll be a gain of about 3 for the rookie out of Rutgers. Philadelphia did use their first time out here, so 2nd and 7. Chicago needs a couple first downs here to ice the game. And some room up the middle, and the rookie picks up another 3, maybe 4, setting up a 3rd and maybe a 3rd and 4 coming up. Philly burns their second timeout here. We got 2:59 left in the game. Yeah, Philadelphia's the rest of their schedule: Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, and then Bills, Commanders. Man, the Commanders games obviously something they should be able to win both of those games. The Raiders, once again, winnable games, but the Bills and the Chargers, man, those. I mean, let's say they lose to the Chargers next week. Let's just say they do that, but they beat the Bills later on. They'll drop to 8-5, man. And I think their hopes at winning the first overall seed is going to be gone. Williams running first down. Caleb Williams with a naked bootleg to the left and able to get the first down. Woo. So with the loss today, I think the Cowboys are a game and a half shy of the division. So they definitely need to beat the Eagles their second time. Oh no, they already played twice, didn't they? Yeah. So they're gonna need some help from Washington to be the ice. And Menenge running to the left, picks up a couple yards. It'll be second down. And from the looks of it, the Bears are going to have to run one more play before the 2-minute warning. All right, ball at the 33 here. Caleb hands it off up the middle and it picks up another yard down to the 32, and that'll take us to the 2 Minute warning here in Philadelphia. The the Eagles down by a full 9 points, 2 possessions, and they can no longer stop the clock. To be honest with you, man, if I'm the Bears, just run the ball, run the clock, use your one of your timeouts to set up a field goal. So this is what, 32? This would be a 50-yarder if they don't get any more yardage. So hopefully you can get a decent run. But it's windy actually, man. I would just, maybe you just punt it. You're up by 2 possessions. Force the Eagles to, go the length of the field just to get into the end zone. Oh, we got Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus there. All right, we got 3rd and 5 here. A first down will ice this game. Three tight end set. Caleb. And I think they got the Eagles to jump off sides, man. And it's on the Eagles. It's still going to be 3rd down, but now it's going to be basically 3rd and inches. Handoff. And Menengue brought down back at the 30, and it's a loss of 3 yards, forcing a 4th down to go. And from the looks of it, man, the Bears are going to stay on the field. Offensively, at least. And they use a timeout. 1:15 on the clock. The Eagles are 75 seconds away from dropping their 4th game this season, and that'll be the 2nd time that they have lost back-to-back games this season as well. They lost to the Broncos at the end there, early in the season, and then the next week they go to East Rutherford and get smoked by a pair of rookies in Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo. Then they then they were good for a bit. And then last week, going up 21-0 early in the 2nd quarter against their division rival Cowboys. They blew that lead, losing 24-21, and now they are once again down by 9 to the Chicago Bears. All right, Caleb in the shotgun, 4th and 4. Throws it, and incomplete. Turnover on downs. All right. 1:12 left in the game. The Eagles take over. Looks like there was a miscommunication on that one, man. There was Caleb just kind of threw that one to the dirt. Oh, this is not good news. Jalen Phillips. Looks like he got stonewalled by Menengue, and Oh boy. So I don't know if he got hit in the nose or if it's like a concussion, because he needed help from a teammate just to get to the sidelines. He had his eyes closed. 1st and 10, pressure. Jalen Hurts running to the right. He's going to scramble, picks up the first, and he is going to be inside Chicago territory. But we have a flag, and we'll see what it is. I think it's going to be a holding call on the Eagles. That sucks. That's on the right guard, Steen. That wipes away a 23-yard run by Jalen Hurts that would have gotten them in striking distance of at least a field goal, which is something they're going to need, along with a touchdown. All right, 1st and 20. Hurts looking, throws over the middle, and did he catch that? No way. A.J. Brown with a diving catch, picking up about 17 yards on 1st and 20. Let's see. 2nd and 2. Over the middle, gets it down, and he will be taken down at the 40-yard line. That is Dallas Goedert. Once again, the clock is running under 30 seconds. 27, 26, 25, 24. This would be a 58-yard field goal if they wanted to try it. But once again, 24 seconds. You need 2 possessions. Even if they scored a touchdown here on this next play, they would still need to get an onside kick. I think it's going to be a little too late here for the Eagles. 2nd and 10. 5 receiver set. Hurts up the middle. Gets taken down after a gain of 6. They're going to have to spike the ball here. Making it 4th down. This is going to be a manageable field goal. A little bit more manageable. All right, Jake Elliott in for this very long kick. This one from 52. He's already missed an extra point, and it is windy. Very, very windy in this game. Would not be surprised if this goes wide. And, yup, wide left. 9 seconds left, and we're about to see the Chicago Bears just take a knee, and they're going to be winning this one 24-15 over the defending Super Bowl champion on the road on Black Friday. Yeah, once again, that was a hope and a prayer in conditions like this. I'm pretty sure I would have to double check, but I think there's like 20 to 25 mile per hour winds, and the gusts are hitting like 30 plus. So. And there's the kneel down, and that's it, man. The Bears getting it done here on Friday, keeping the Green Bay Packers at bay just a little bit before they match up against each other next week. Whoever wins that one is going to take sole possession of the division in the NFC North. Woo, hoo, hoo. The Chicago Bears, what they were looking like an absolute disaster last year. And now they have just taken down the Super Bowl champions, and they are also 9-3 on the year, a half a game above the Green Bay Packers. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, man, second straight loss. They went from 8-2, being the number one seed, and now they're starting to hear some cowboy noises just right behind them, a little bit. But yeah, heck of a game, man. Some turnovers, some big defensive plays, some good points. Gonna State, that was some really good offense by Chicago, man. Once they realized that they can just run the ball in the second half, they were looking a lot better. Took them it took a little bit longer than they should have. I think at one point I said that they sucked. It wasn't that they were a bad team or bad players. It was mostly like just dumb decision making. Like your running back, your backup running back, all of them, both of them are over 5 yards per carry. One of them is closing in on 9 yards, has a touchdown. But once again, they figured it out in the third quarter. Both running backs, I think, went over 120 yards, and both got into the end zone as well. So a borderline historic night for the Chicago Bears running the ball. And once again, big victory, and now that sets up a great matchup between their division rivals, the Green Bay Packers, next week. Once again, whoever wins that is going to take sole possession of the division with just about 4 games left in the season. So, all right, man. We got 2 people here watching. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel or if you're just joining us, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. Helps out the channel. It's a great free way to support us, or support me, I should say, on the channel. And yeah, man. So this is the last game until Monday. I will not be doing a game tomorrow. I will be spending some time with my family. We're doing our Thanksgiving tomorrow. On Sunday. Sorry, my apologies. But yeah, so after that, we're going to be back to our regular schedule next week. We'll be doing Thursday, which I think is the Cowboys going up against somebody else. I'm trying to think who it is. But Cowboys on Thursday. Then we got 3 games on Sunday. And then finally, we're finishing off that week with, as we usually do, Monday night. So I want to give a couple shout-outs here. Steve, hey, Eagles losing, baby. The Cowboys, they're still alive in the playoff race. So, Steve, I appreciate you, man. Happy. Hope your Thanksgiving went great. And if you're doing any shopping, be safe. And hopefully you find some good stuff. Shout out to David, who was in here before he had to run and get ready for some family time, man. David, I always appreciate you, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hope everybody's doing well. And then Seastrom popping in here as well. Once again, man, your Cowboys. Let's go. Good luck to the Aggies. I'll be watching that game tonight. That starts in about an hour and a half. So shout out to Seastrom, always popping in here, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, man. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. I hope you're eating some leftovers. Hopefully you're still hanging out with some family and friends. And I hope your weekend is amazing. So thank you so much. Once again, my name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Happy holidays, guys.